Hey, everybody. Welcome one all. Wait, welcome one. Welcome all. Whew. You feel like I'd be more practiced at this as long as I've been doing it. How is everybody doing? My name is Stuart Davis, Flawed Man of God, here talking to you after a unannounced absence. My fault, everybody. I was going to put the word out. There was lots going on in the Davis household yesterday that um, just took precedence. But we still got sick kids, still got sick kid. Um, just lots of stuff going on, and trying to get a lot done, and things just got out of the way, or got in the way, and I apologize for not telling anybody. No, that everything's okay. Um, Apologize for not telling anybody. Um, you just lose track of things, and that's on me. I owe you guys better than what I do sometimes as an audience. You guys are great, and I'm thankful that you guys are patient with me as a very amateur person. I try to. The funny thing is, I try to be professional in in all the things that put an effort into. Um, but everything has a stud. Everything I have everything's a joke in a lot of respects to me, but everything is done with an air of professionality because that's what I think about. But with this stream, it's just I do so much of that during the day that by the time this is usually time where I'm relaxing and cutting loose, which I do with you guys, but that also means some of that professionalism fades back a little bit, and you guys unfortunately are stuck with that. But again, I appreciate that to you guys. Dealing with that and my lack of communication sometimes. It's just, hey, I got a lot on my plate. It's not bad. It's stressful at times, but for the most part, it's all blessings to me. They're all blessings. The fact that I'm not home alone, with nothing better to do than try to put YouTube videos up, um, is great. Not to saying that there's not greatness in what I've chosen to YouTube about. I think this is a very worthwhile endeavor. Obviously, I continue to do it, but the fact that I have a lot going on means I have a fulfilling life full of things that I appreciate and love doing and love spending my time doing. And that is not to be taken for granted. So with that said, again, sorry you guys, and welcome to the show. Everybody who's new, who might be popping in there or catching this on the replay for the first time, my name is Stuart Davis. I'm a flawed man of God. I'm a humble parishioner, small church just outside of Richmond, Virginia. I'm not a pastor, biblical scholar, and I haven't been to seminary. And I'm not trying to get you to join my church or donate to any special cause. I'm here to talk about God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Talk about the Bible, talk about Christianity, and talk about a wide variety of different topics, issues, and current events. Give you my perspective on them, one that I think is reflective of your average Christian guy. I've been a Christian all my life, 41 years non-denominational Protestant. I don't subscribe to any particular doctrine or denomination, just in the word daily, trying to figure it out each and every day. Many times I'll get it right. Often I'll get it wrong. But no matter what you're hearing is my on it when you're listening to me stream. If you're catching this channel and hearing what I have to say, you've been getting my honest takes on whatever it was we're talking about, unless it's me saying, "Oh, I'll definitely be here streaming tomorrow." That that might ruin my record a little bit. That might sully my reputation a bit. But seriously, if you're somebody who is interested in learning more about the word, you're new Christian, or you're not a Christian and you're just trying to feel things out because you feel like something's missing. You feel like there's something reaching out to you. There's something reaching out to you. God's reaching out to you. You just need to listen. And you're just trying to make sense of it. Maybe there's a voice in the back of your mind wondering if there's more to your existence than just your life here on earth. but you don't want to. You're not keen to get it from folks, professionals, social media influencers with these contrived, scripted out productions. It feels exactly what it is. It feels like exactly what it is, and it doesn't. That doesn't reach you. And you're worried about getting it from a pastor because you've heard horror stories about what pastors do, or you think, hey, that's a professional. That's just uh, that's just a professional trying to get people uh, to 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 come to church because that's his job. You want to hear it from somebody who is, you know, kind of more down to earth person who doesn't have really any skin in the game from from a money aspect, for a professionality aspect. Maybe somebody who's been in the church for a while can just give you their experience and tell you, hey, this is what it's like. Maybe you can see they are how they are and how we act, and understand that we're not different from anybody else, except for we believe in God. We believe in the Trinity. We believe that Jesus Christ came, lived a perfect life on this earth, died on the cross as fulfilling prophecy that had been sent back for years beforehand, and also, like prophecy, 3 days later raised from the dead, performed more miracles, ascended into heaven, and it will be coming back at some point. That's what we believe. Um, and you should too. You should too. So hopefully what you get out of here will put you on the right track and onto a path to salvation. Because if it does, man, that's a great win for me. That's a great win for Christianity. That's a great win for God. We love it. Every single soul matters. Heaven is a party. I want everybody to be able to enjoy. Unfortunately, we know that will not be the case in all likelihood. But I want you to make it. And you and you and you and you and you going all through the chat. If you are already a Christian and you just enjoy Christian topics and discussions, welcome as well. I'm glad to have you guys here. We find that we run this very similar to a Wednesday night study group uh, or a Sunday school. We're all about the community. We're about talking about the word, talking about all the stuff um, that is relates to the faith, but also keeping tabs and hanging out with each other. This is a small group. And that's why I encourage everybody from the person who's just learning about Christianity to the person who knows more, who can come in here and correct me on anything it is that I say. Doesn't matter what. Get in the chat. Get in the chat. Be part of this small group. Be part of this community that we have, and 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 participate. The chat is great. I tell them every day how much they mean to this show. They make it better. You can too. And what do you need to do? You just need to give me your opinion. What do you um what do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What am I doing right or wrong? What is it that we're talking about that maybe you have a unique insight or perspective on? Let us know. Let us know. And if you've got any questions, ask them. I have some answers. I can definitely talk, but I'm not afraid to tell you I don't know. I'm not afraid to tell you, hey, this is just an opinion. I'm not afraid to say I don't have everything down right. But hopefully I can point you in the right direction. And with that said, introductions are past. Let's get into the show. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Oh yeah, like and subscribe if you like the show. Subscribe if you want to see it some more. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified and being live. Hey, you never know. Maybe you'll be a regular here, like our friends who are in the chat. Each and every one actually tonight. Dresden, oftentimes first. How's it going? Thad the man. Emmanuel Osorio, yeah, he's in the chat. Hello, everybody. Hello, sir. Matt Felty as well. Veritax. Manuel says, or wait, hold on. Oh, by the way, this hospital cup is not because I've been in the hospital recently. This hospital cup is from when my daughter was born, and I think these things are awesome. They're wide, so it's tough to knock them over. The plastic, you can throw them all over the place. they're great. Thad the Man, any comments on Trump selling Bibles? I don't like it. I don't like a lot of things that Trump does, and this is coming from somebody who voted for him, who will gladly vote for him again. But I'm concerned that a lot of his faith is a front, or he doesn't take it as seriously. But I don't know that either. But what I do know is that Bibles are meant to be passed out, given out. And I don't know what the Bibles look like, but if they look anything like Kenneth Copeland's Bibles, um, they've got more Trump. The Trump's in bigger names than Bible is, or God is, or Jesus is, right? And that's a problem, right? So, don't particularly care for it. Trump's got the means that he should be handing out a lot of stuff free. And I'm not a person who says, "Oh, you need to do," everybody needs to give everything away. Trump can handle that. If Trump wants to do something for the faith, he can do it at no cost. And he can give it to people who need it, like most of the Democrat Party. Or all of them. I don't know. Emmanuel said again, Stu, you're a chill guy, not like those who grift off prosperity preaching on YouTube. You will not find prosperity preaching here. You will not, but you will find some grifting, attempted grifting of souls. I want to grift souls, not for myself, but for the Lord. Yeah. But thank you, Emmanuel. I appreciate it. And I appreciate hearing from you every time you tune in. Veritiger said, sorry for being late, just essentially wrapped up my taxes. Ugh, I'm still working on mine. I hate that. If you told me 2 years ago I'd put solar panels on my house and borrow to do it, get married less than a year later, then before a year of marriage, get my tax credit and the amount that might be enough for a down payment on the next house, I'm not sure I had have believed it. Hey, never believe a lot of things that happen to you. Yex! Hadn't seen you in a while. Gonna miss this one too. That's fine. Thank you for tuning in. Love you. But it's been a crazy couple of weeks, hasn't it been? Yex, I don't know if you're still here to find this, but happy Easter, buddy. Happy Easter. Yex is our resident Orthodox resource and opinion giver. So we like having him around. I always like getting the takes from them. I don't agree with everything they do, but definitely consider them brothers in Christ and ones who I do agree with a lot of the times. My take on a Trump Bible, bad year to do it. Any year is a bad year to do it. Between legal cases and presidency, bad form. Like I said, I think it's always bad form. But I haven't seen what they look like, and I haven't seen how much he's selling them for. So, I'm just picturing how Trump normally does things, and it doesn't sit well with me. But if you're upset if he's getting money out of this, then stop buying Bibles for Zondervan. Oh man, yeah. Tommy Nelson, etc. too. I think most of my Bible resources from Zondervan. Man, those guys fill up my inbox. I cannot stop clicking unsubscribe and take me off your mailing list. Dude, go back and listen to all of Joe Prosperity preaching Raffle. Don't you do this to me, Veritex! Nernad said he did give space for free or almost free. That's close. For antennas for Christian radio stations on his tower. That's good. That's nice. Yeah. Amanda says, what do we look like, the filthy towel? But that's funny. That's funny. I didn't know Trump's selling Bibles. I didn't know either. I'm just asking. Thad said it. So I'm sure that there's some chatter about it, and give you my perspective on people selling Bibles. The Gideons are always leaving Bibles in hotels, and I'm sure they do that for free for the most part. But $60? No, there's better, and I'm sure there's multiple better. Look, my Bible, the Apologetic Study Bible that I got off of Amazon. Golly, daggone it! All right. Since you're fasting, the gist is Trump's name sponsorship was licensed to Lee Greenwood for God Bless America Bible. It's New King James Version with Declaration Constitution Lee's song, uh, $60. Good night. Yeah, but look, Bibles cost a lot less. You get Bibles for cheap. You get Bibles for cheap. Now, here's the other thing. If he's selling Bibles because you're like, hey, all the proceeds from this or the majority of the proceeds from this are going to go to something, right? Something, some Christian, some charity or some effort to promote Christianity. That's great. Or, hey, you buy this Bible, we send another Bible over to the Democratic Party. Do some missionary work. Solar panels, which when they age out, probably do need but that's all electronics. What? They never even thought about the longevity of them. They're on my house now. Will be there as long as the roof is taken care of, I think. Are you doing this in at the same time that Blaine's doing it? Because I see his pictures up. I'll probably be on his show sometime next week because I'll be off my fast. Yeah, you can get all sorts of Bibles for $24 or less. Okay, yours went up in November. 22. Just now claiming it? Really? Man of your talents. All right. So, talk about days. Look, and especially the eve of Good Friday. If we think about, and I've been kind of painting that as I was talking about this on Tuesday, right now, we would be thinking about um, the Last Supper happening. Um, Jesus going to pray in Gethsemane. Judas um, Judas betraying him. Peter taking his sword out. Peter, after being told, I'll never leave your side, leaves his side along with the rest of the disciples. Peter denying. All as we get ready for the crucifixion of Good Friday. Right. So all that to say that the past and tying this into today, or days, things you might experience. Not everything's going to happen according to your plan. That's what's been happening to me for the past couple of days. Things don't go according to plan. That's bad. This is not me whining or depressing, but what it is for me taking an example of when, things don't go your way, understand that they're going somewhere. And I've had some things that just kind of bum me out a little bit. Minor inconveniences like today. Today is opening day and the Reds are playing the Nationals, which means in my area, just outside of Richmond, Virginia, is blacked out because stupid Masson isn't part of YouTube TV, and it pisses me off. Not only that, my father-in-law, who's a huge Orioles fan, he can't watch anything right now because NordVPN cannot give me a good source to connect to get around the blackout that MLB hasn't already blacklisted. I am furious. I missed opening day. I didn't get to catch any of it. I listened a little bit on the radio because I could still listen to it on the radio. Could not watch a single play. I'm irritated, and also irritated because I don't have a fix. I'll get over it because I've got MLB at TV. I can watch all the Reds games that aren't against the Orioles or the Nationals. But my father-in-law is stuck not being able to watch his O's games because Masson's stupid and Nord is being stupid. I am irritated beyond measure. So if anybody knows how to get around it, how to get out of this stupid blackout area, I don't care who knows it. I don't care who knows it. Make this stuff accessible. I don't mind paying for it. Make it accessible. If it's not accessible, I'm going to find a way to access it. Find my own way. Anyway, that stuff, other stuff as well. But again, what do I have? What do I do? Irritated, pissed off, you know. And then I spend half of the evening tonight trying to figure it out with no resolution. Kids are sick, trying to figure out what to do. But ultimately sitting back and going, I've got a lot of good things going for me as well. A lot of good things happened this week. Some things have bummed me out. A lot of good things have happened. And what I didn't think was going to happen, or things that I thought were going to come through, didn't come through. And it stinks. But I'll tell you this, and I'm going to give this to you just like the meme they have of youth pastors talking about things. Do you know who does keep his promise? God. God keeps his promises. Things do end up the way that God intends them to end up. But when we talk about Easter, when we talk about the whole arrival of Christ, it doesn't happen the way, folks. It doesn't happen the way folks thought it was going to be. Jesus was, or the Messiah, it is Jesus, but they thought Jesus was going to be this conqueror. He was going to deliver them from the captivity and the occupation of Rome. Why they think, because people think in small temporary points. Like the Roman occupation. No matter how long, Rome was eventually going to fall anyway. And it wasn't the first nation to conquer to conquer Israel or oppress them. And by many respects, they were far less oppressive than other countries, other nations or empires who had conquered them. The Romans gave them, for a lot of freedoms that they wouldn't have had with the Persians or the Babylonians. Still, there was a lot of nationalism going on. There was a lot of strife, and Jesus, or as they thought, was when the Messiah came, when Jesus came, it was going to be this great overthrowing of that. What they didn't realize is that the defeat, the conquering, the big W was going to come against an opponent far older, far more powerful, far more dangerous and deadly than anything the Romans could imagine. And all their pagan degeneracy. It's Satan. Satan was going to taste defeat yet again. Satan is going to be made to look like Gargamel off the Smurfs. Just another goofy bad guy who can't get it right and can't ever win. But that wasn't what they thought it was going to be. And they certainly didn't think that they were going to be put in their place the way that they had by Jesus telling them, you guys have lost the plot. Y'all have taken these laws, which were meant to be a guiding force for community good, and you have turned it into a weapon used to keep your fellow man down and elevate yourselves and add on to with your own dogmas and everything. Unlike the church what the church eventually does centuries later. But Jesus is there. I am here to teach you. I am here to give you what you need to know. I'm here to correct you, and you are here. You need to listen. Some people listened, many did not. But God's promise was kept. And things panned out the way God intended. And while it ultimately ended up with Jesus being on a cross, suffering greatly before his death, our God put up there because of us, what that sacrifice did was something beautiful and absolutely integral to our own redemption and salvation. It's Good Friday, not Bad Friday, not Sorrowful Saturday. But yeah, let's see. Let's go back here. That Trump does a lot of terrible stuff. Yes. Also helps with your taxes. But yes, I just look, Trump is who he is. And perhaps he has a bigger heart, but I don't trust anybody in politics, and I'd have a reason to do that. But I hope for him, I hope for his sake and humanity's sake that he has an earnest desire to do good by way of God's commands. And like I said, I'm voting for him. Old King James Version, but large print seems like an okay price. $60. I'm not paying $60 for that. You can find much better for cheaper. Okay. If you can't claim all of it, it carries over. Okay. Married filing joint. Yeah. Dad said, my sister worked for Eddie Einhorn, owner of the White Sox, White Sox and Bulls. She went to a lot of parties. You would not believe what players do and what temptations. I put Trump's flaws off to being rich. Oh, no. Yeah. Look, there is a lot of temptations out there. That's part of the things that you have to be careful of. But let's not make excuses. And yes, I know that he is not the worst guy out there by any stretch of the imagination. Man, oh no, the cable networks are evolving. They're not evolving. He's not. It's irritating. They're not evolving because if they were, Masson would have a streaming service that I could buy into a little bit. Stupid. That like a boy in a candy shop where everything is free. He has a hard time to avoid temptations, but he seems to fix things afterwards. Sometimes he does. Sometimes he makes excuses. How much of that is facade? How much is real? That's what I said. I don't know. I don't know the man's heart. He is hilarious, but pray for him. Veritak said, my uncle had surgery on his foot Sunday morning. Today they had to take it and part of his leg. Urgh! Okay, well, hopefully that is for him to save the rest of him so that he can enjoy some sort of quality of life. But here's to Veritax's uncle, and hopefully he recovers from it well and learns how to be mobile without it. So, what team is the issue? Well, today it was the Reds because they're playing the Nationals up in D.C. and Masson has the rights to it. And Masson's the issue. But the recurring issue is the Orioles, which is also this is a Reds household first, me, and an Orioles household second. father-in-law. But and then somewhere along the lines of Braves too, because my wife's a Braves fan. But yeah. So fantasy team's doing well. Second most points in the league so far. Somebody went off today and got 92 points. I'm sitting pretty at a good 57, and I've still got some players left. So that, man, if you want to sail the high seas, as Lewis Rossman calls it, I have a couple of sports links. I don't use them unless it's on locally, but I'm in a room where I can't. But I'm in a room where I can't get it. The place I need to be able to put it is on a television. I can get by listening to a game for the most part, and like I said, it's usually just temporary while the Reds are playing a team local. My father-in-law, who's not technologically sound, I have to normally set most of the things up, and it needs to be he needs to be able to navigate that on a television. We've got a Roku television that he knows pretty well, but again, still running issues. Oh yeah, so they consider Virginia, the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area for Orioles, MLB Network blacks them out. Yep. And Nationals games. Orioles and Nationals. So, but enough about my problems. Let's talk about what's important. That is the word of the Lord. And we got a very short one tonight and a very short one tonight. So we got two very short ones. Which is fine. Which is fine. As we talked about. All right. Easter's coming up. I am going to do a stream tomorrow night. Good Friday. We're going to talk about it. Last year, I think I did the think about consider Peter, and a lot of people really liked it. So if you want to go back to last year to find my Good Friday stream, that was one, and I felt good after doing it. You might want to consider going back there and checking that one out. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight or tomorrow night, other than Good Friday. So, the majesty and condescension of God. We are Psalm 113. We are in the 113th Psalm. The majesty and condescension of God. Is he condescending to you? Condescending to me, Lord? Praise the Lord. Praise, O servants of the Lord. Praise the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord from this time forth and forevermore. From the rising of the sun to its going down, the Lord's name is to be praised. The Lord is high above all nations, his glory above the heavens. Who is like the Lord our God, who dwells on high, who humbles himself to behold the things that are, who humbled himself to behold the things that are in the heavens and in the earth. He raises the poor out of the dust and lifts the needy out of the ash heap, that he may seat him with princes, with the princes of his people. He grants the barren woman a home, like a joyful mother of children. Praise the Lord. Very short and not super deep, like we would say with other Psalms that we really hold on to. But let's consider this. Doesn't have to. The majesty of God. God is this amazing being. Like we don't say it enough. Creator of the heavens and the earth, master of all, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. All of these things. The Trinity. But yet he, as all majestic as he is, he still finds time, finds the desire to create us and look out for us, raises the poor out of the dust, lifts the needy out of the ash heap, sit him with princes, the princes of his people. He grants the barren woman a home, the childless woman a home, like a joyful mother of children. That's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. Consider any of the things that God does for you. Just you, one single human being in the history of the billions, trillions of people who have come before you and may come after you. I don't know how much longer we got. But may come after you. You specifically, how all the things God has done for you, put in your life, all those blessings. Tailor-made for you, maybe? You specifically. All of that. And the fact that he doesn't need to do it, that we are nowhere on his level. He takes the consideration. Maybe this should be called the majesty and consideration of God. But the consideration of him to come out and do these things for us, to bless us, to pick us up when we're down. And to love us in spite of what we do that's wrong. And to try to save us. I don't know what that means. Continue to offer us redemption, though we refuse it at so many points in our lives. To forgive us when we think we're right and we're wrong. But just consider that. Consider how small you are compared to the universe, past, present, and future. And yet, you still matter to him. Like I said, every soul is a victory. You coming to Christ is a victory. It's a win. And it's a defeat for evil, who so badly wants to stick it to God. It's small. It's a short psalm. It doesn't say a whole lot, but it's worth significant consideration. Psalm 114, the power of God and his deliverance of evil. That was awful. That could get me in trouble. Nobody clipped that. The power of God and his deliverance of Israel. When Israel went out of Egypt, the house of Jacob, from a people of strange language, Judah became his sanctuary, and Israel his dominion. The sea saw it and fled. Jordan turned back. The mountains skipped like rams, the little hills like lambs. What ails you, O sea, that you fled? O Jordan, that you turned back? O mountains, that you skipped like rams? O little hills like lambs? Treasure, O earth, at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the God of Jacob, who turned the rock into a pool of water, the flint into a fountain of waters. Another, like we said, 2 short ones tonight. Short and sweet, yes. What were we talking about? The more majestic qualities and characteristics of God. When Israel went out of Egypt, we talked the beginning of the Exodus. At the end of Passover, Israel is being booted out as God is delivering them as he promised them he would. Tremble, not treasure. What did I say? Did I say something? Did I say treasure, O earth, or tremble? Did I misspeak? Anyway. What was I going to say? Oh. As God did as he promised, delivered them out of servitude. Oh, no. Oh, no, he's delivered us, but they're chasing us. They're gonna run us down, man, woman, and child, to a man, and maybe they'll leave survivors, but they're gonna haul us back to as slaves. And how are they gonna treat us after what God did to them? How pissed would you be? How pissed would you be if you were the Egyptians? How much would you want to take that out on the Israelites? Oh no, they're gonna get us. God, oh God, why'd you do this? Oh wait, I'm God. He's God, right? The sea saw it and fled. He saw Israel, right? Saw Moses. Jordan turned back, got out of the way. Because what? God's in control. Mountains skip like ramps. I don't understand this part. The mountains in Psalm 114. They move. Heavy things jump and move out of the way. Yeah, but what about why the mountains? Like, because the Jordan moving out of the way is talking about something specific. I'm wondering, what is he referring to in that Nernath? Excuse me, guys. Like Rock singing, he makes things do impossible things for himself. Yes, I know, but I'm wondering what specifically in the Exodus. I'm trying to tie this in with something that happened. Can God do this? Of course he can, but I'm trying to find out, because the Jordan moving out of the way is talking about something specific where God is exercising his power. Are we talking about something that goes on while the God's in Sinai? God and Moses are at Sinai? Um, is this something that happens during the uh, Exodus through the wilderness? Maybe I'm missing something. Sinai shook when he gave the 10 commandments. Yes. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, it's got its own Wikipedia. This has been the psalm has been used as a reading at Christian burial services. Huh. Also been read at Easter day services, as Israel's deliverance from slavery is seen as a metaphor for deliverance from sin. Amen. I love how this crossing with the Ark of the Covenant, perhaps. Remembrance stones. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. That's a curiosity from my part. Curiosity from my part. But is what it is. Anyway, but to Nernath's point, God can move mountains. If we had the faith of the mustard seed, right? We could do the same. We could command the mountains to move, and they would move. Get up and move. And then it asks, "O Jordan," it goes, "What ails you, O sea, that you fled? O Jordan, that you turned back? O mountains, that you skip like rams, or little hills like lambs? Tremble, O earth, at the presence of God." Oh, wait, hold on. I'm saying that no, you're right. I'm wrong here. I'm thinking of the the Red Sea. The Jordan is like you said. Okay. Wow. Wow. I'm off my game tonight. I'm off my game. Period. But who turned the rock into a pool of water? We're talking about when getting there's just a great miracles that God does, right? Now I gotta find it. The crossing of the Jordan, Joshua 3:5. Aha! Yes. Yes. The ark crossing with the Ark of the Covenant after an remembrance stones. Matt, thank you. So it was when the people set out from their camp to cross over the Jordan with the priests bearing the Ark of the Covenant before the people. And as those who bore the Ark came to the Jordan, and the feet of the priests who bore the Ark dipped in the edge of the water, for the Jordan overflows all its banks during the whole time of harvest, that the waters which came down from upstream stood still and rose in a heap very far away at Adam, the city that is beside Zaratan. So the waters that went down to the sea of Arabah, the salt sea, failed and were cut off, and the people crossed over opposite Jericho. Then the priest who bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the midst of the Jordan, and all Israel crossed over on dry ground until all the people had crossed completely over the Jordan. I remembered that it happened, but I totally didn't zero in on it because what's the bigger part of the waters stopping and moving out of the way? The Red Sea. But Matt, you're on your toes. I'm not. Good catch. Good catch. And so it came to pass when all the people completely crossed over the Jordan. Now we're in chapter 4 of Joshua. That the Lord spoke to Joshua, and the Lord spake, saying, "Take for yourselves 12 men from the people, one man from every tribe, and command him, saying, Take for yourselves 12 stones from here, out the midst of the Jordan, to the place where the priest's feet stood firm. You shall carry them over with you and leave them in the lodging place where you lodge tonight." Da, da, da. I was just looking to see if there's anything. No, I can't find it. Oh well. But great these things are. What ails you that you fled? the presence of the Lord, the Ark of the Covenant. It's passing by. Some slight, and I say slight, not saying that the power of the ark is indeed slight, but it is when you consider it against the majesty of God in totality, a fraction of an avatar on earth. Close enough, Matt. The water stops. It knows what it's supposed to do. Tremble, O earth, at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the God of Jacob, who turned the rock into a pool of water, the flint into a fountain of waters. Horns that blew down the walls of Jericho. There you have it. Oh, back hurts. All right. That's our reading for the night. I know it wasn't long. It wasn't really all that in-depth. But like I said, we did have some discussion beforehand. We talked about some stuff tonight. Talked about Trump. Talked about Bible, the price of Bibles. We talked about plans not going our way. But just want you guys to remember it. Remember that. Things might end up way off from where you planned them to be. And it might not be as well as you thought. But regardless of all of your plans, God's plan has succeeded, always will succeed. And you need to be a part of it because it ends up in your salvation. That's where you end up. It doesn't matter how the rest of the things in your life landed. All right, so planning on streaming tomorrow, planning on talking about Good Friday. Planning on doing that. I know I haven't streamed much this week. I'm sorry, guys, but y'all are great. So Matt Felty, Nerneth, Thad Man, Veritax. Thoughts are with your uncle, sir. Emmanuel Osorio, be safe out there driving around, as I know you do. Yex, hopefully you get some sanity in the next couple of weeks. Dresden, you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement, questions, corrections, anything, guys. Y'all are great, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. Everybody who has been listening, not commenting, how dare you? But seriously, I'm just glad you're tuning in and finding something that you enjoy and that you continue to come back to. And Emmanuel says, remember, God always has a plan for us. It's up to us to decide whether to take it into our hands so that he made us. That's why he made us with free will. But there you go. So, and since I'm getting the low Wi-Fi bar, so my connection's getting bad. Let me wrap this up. Everybody who is catching me on replay, sorry I missed you. Hope to catch you live sometime. Have a good night, and God bless.